The Alter Rebbe in Shulchan Aruch in Siman Kuf Beis talks about the din that you're not allowed to sit within the aladamas of a person who's davening Shemon Esrei. In the front, in the back, and the sides. So I remember a few times that this happened by the Rebbe. The Rebbe would come into daven Mincha or Ma'ariv from his room through the hallway into the shul right by the door. That was the Rebbe's place. By that table, that corner, that was the Rebbe's place of davening. There were two benches on both sides of the table, which was the places where the bochim would sit and learn. But for Mincha Ma'ariv, the Rebbe would come in, and his place was by that edge. The Rebbe would come into Mincha. He would say Ashrei standing there. Then he would turn around and face the door, which was facing Mizrach, with his siddur. He would finish, walk back 3 steps, then wait there till Kedusha. When he got close to Kedusha, the Rebbe would walk back up to the door, which is to front Mizrach, and say Kedusha. And Bakil HaKodesh, the Rebbe would turn around and sit down by that area, that corner, that edge. So I remember what happened, that the Rebbe once when he did this, and he turned around to sit down, he looked and he saw in front of him there was somebody standing at Davening Shemon Esrei. So the Rebbe did not sit down, which was different than he always did, because Bechlal, whatever the Rebbe did with Mincha Ma'ariv, always came out was the same thing. We knew exactly when he's going to stand, when he's going to sit, when he's going to look at the crowd, etc., etc. But this time, the Rebbe Beferish did something different. You saw. The reason was he looked and he saw the person standing Shemon Esrei there, which was within Dal Adamis. So the Rebbe didn't sit down. He remained standing. But this Kemat never happened, because first of all, usually there was a big empty space around the Rebbe that no one stood Bechlal. But even if there was a bigger crowd and people did stand a little bit closer, but no one stood Shemon Esrei there in front of the Rebbe. But this was a person that didn't really know the things the way they go on in 770. I think one of them is about Shuvah. So he continued, he happened to be davening Shemon Esrei, and when the Rebbe already finished, it was after Kedusha. So when the Rebbe saw that, the Rebbe did not sit down. So I remember this happened twice for sure. Could be even more. I'm not 100% sure. I think what happened, one of the times, the Rebbe stood, but as soon as that person finished Shemon Esrei, which was still in the middle of Chazaras Hashatz, the Rebbe sat down. The other time that I remember, the person took longer, so the Rebbe stood the whole time by Chazaras Hashatz, because that person was there. And it was obvious that the reason the Rebbe did this is because you're not allowed to sit in front of somebody who's davening Shemon Esrei. Even though there are certain conditions in Shulchan Aruch, etc., I saw myself that the Rebbe did not do it. Now, I think it happened more than twice, but I can't be sure. The 2 times that I remember clearly were these 2 times, and I think that one of the times, like I said, the Rebbe sat down in the middle because that person finished Shemon Esrei, so he sat down in the middle of Chazaras Hashatz. And the other time I remember, I think it was that the Rebbe stood the whole time because the person was davening longer, so the Rebbe did not sit down to Chazaras Hashatz at all.